The Expendables franchise seems to be ready to hit the big screen for the fourth time, despite no official release date set for the movie, which is supposedly going to come out over the course of 2023. Weird, I know, but there's a plethora of other bits and pieces for the movie, which is why I decided to give you a first look into things and tell you everything I know so far. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. If you're an action aficionado, then there's a high chance that you've been eagerly waiting for so long. Around 6 years, the time it took so far for the upcoming The Expendables 4 movie to drop. And even though 6 years can seem like an eternity, I'm more than certain that many of you will fit right into the franchise when it hits the big screens. Over the last couple of months, there has been a considerable amount of hype and rumors of what the movie will exactly be, and everything that will take place in the next installment, and only a few know about it. I'm looking at the people working behind the screens of the movie, as well as the ones that portray the roles that are about to leave a mark on us in the near future. There is, however, some understandable doubt flying around, which says that despite the movie's filming side of things ending more than a year ago, we've yet to get an official release date, something that's been missing from the puzzle ever since December 2021, when the news dropped about the filming process being done. Although I personally think that it's just a holdup in editing, and that the day when the trailer gets released will come sooner than expected. Now, whatever the case may be behind this conundrum, Sylvester Stallone's words surely hint toward the real deal, and something official coming our way. A teaser or a trailer of sorts. But more on that a little bit later. Being the brainchild of Sylvester Stallone, the franchise paid homage to the action movies of the 80s, a delightful throwback to those big, mindless action flicks that everybody loved, and still watches from time to time, with a little bit of a twist, a jam-packed casting group added into the mix. Stallone's story brought in a lot of familiar faces to the franchise, each and every one of them with their own story and background, as well as a showcase of their set of skills and how they deal with things when the time comes. The big names of the franchise that were present up till this point include the likes of Stallone himself as Barney Ross in somewhat of a lead role, Jason Statham as his right-hand man right from the start in the role of Lee Christmas, Terry Crews as the most fun of them all in the role of Hail Caesar, Randy Couture in the role of the menacing Toll Road, Steve Austin was part of the start of the franchise as the big muscle of the group in the role of Dan Payne. But Stallone did not forget to bring classic action stars back in the form of Jet Li and Dolph Lundgren as Yin Yang and Gunnar Jensen, with the latter being the one to mess things up inside the group, always the one to make a fuss. The other big names I also want to mention from the large group of familiar faces are action legends Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Church and Trench, respectively. For the second installment, Stallone, alongside the regulars, brought in the likes of Charisma Carpenter as Lacey, Christmas's girlfriend, who hit that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. Love doing that. No. Alright, so the one who fit right in actually, and was just what Christmas needed in all of the chaos that unfolded. And the second actor being Jean-Claude Van Damme as the villain of the movie, Jean Villain. With these two joined by the likes of Chuck Norris, who rounded up the amazing casting group in the role of Booker. And at that point, there was one thing that many people wanted to ask the others. With a cast like this, does it even matter what the story will be? Of course it does. But it shouldn't be something out of this world, just a mediocre chain of events that would eventually lead to a finale that would see the bad guys hit the ground. Just what happened in the second movie. As for the third movie, the hype around it, much like the previous two, was all about the fact of who Stallone will decide to join the already big enough group of action heroes. And the answer was Ronda Rousey as Luna, the former lightweight boxing champ, Victor Ortiz as Mars, among other cast members, including action legends such as Wesley Snipes, who made his debut in the third movie of the franchise, as well as Kelsey Grammer, who proved to be a nice addition to the roster, and Mel Gibson in an unfamiliar role of a villain named Conrad Stonebanks. There is a whole lot to talk about regarding the previous movies, not only because of the cast that took part in the movies, but also because of the compelling and action-packed story that had a little bit of a Michael Bay nod to it. Hint, hint, a lot of explosions and flames all around. One of the crucial details of all action movies in the late years of the 20th century. But what about the upcoming movie? What are the story and the casting group going to look like? Well, judging by what Stallone said, he intends to pass the baton to Statham's character, and with him stepping down from the franchise after this movie, the two are guaranteed to make an appearance. And much like the other two movies, the fourth one will have some of the old cast, but also some new faces joining the mix, including the likes of Transformers franchise veteran Megan Fox, as well as rapper and actor Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. And last but not least, Thai martial artist legend Tony Jaa, who you might remember from his appearances in the movies such as Triple Threat, Skin Trade, in which he was cast alongside Dolph Lundgren, and the Triple X franchise, among many other movies of his. One of the most interesting cast additions is surely Iko Uwais, who is said to be the primary villain of the movie, leaving Tony Jaa's role pretty interesting. There were also some rumors that Jean-Claude already smashed the subscribe button and rang the notification bell. No, but on the more serious side of things, rumors that Jean-Claude filmed some scenes for the movie, and that this time around, him portraying the twin brother of the villain in the second movie he played, Jean Villain. However, this is just a rumor, so don't take my word for it just yet. Two staple actors who will not be part of the fourth installment are Terry Crews and Arnold Schwarzenegger, something that has been confirmed for a while now. Now, as for the story side of things, well, the third movie did not do any diligence to set up the upcoming installment. However, judging by what Stallone said about the movie being a passing of the baton kind of movie, well, we could see a tragic end to Ross, and Christmas there to pick things up and charge forward. Story details are being kept under wraps for now, but one thing has been confirmed this time around, that it'll be Statham's Christmas in the lead role, a huge change from Stallone's Ross being the one to lead the others. The possibilities for the story and where it could go next are pretty much endless. However, one thing that might happen in the next installment is that we could see a change of pace and how things will be run now under new management called Lee Christmas, as well as the differences or similarities between Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais' character. Will both of them be villains of the movie, or just one primary and the other messing around with the gang from the side? Well, whatever the case may be, you should be in for a treat, not only because of the jam-packed casting group, but also because of the story of the movie, and which way it'll decide to play with the bits and pieces that made the action movies from the previous century the way they are, and why many people around the world love them to this day forward, even after rewatching them more than 10 times over. See you in the next video.